Hello students, today's video is about the cardiac activity. So we want to solve an exercise about cardiac activity. The heart contracts regularly according to a succession of cardiac cycles. Each cardiac cycle consists of three phases. So we see during each cardiac cycle three cardiac phases, auricular systole, ventricular systole, and the general diastole. Um, Question one. Here you can see the legend. What do you mean by RA, right auricle, RV, right ventricle, LA, left auricle, LV, left ventricle, and the arrow is for the blood flow. Describe by referring to document one the path of blood in the heart during each of the cardiac cycle. During auricular systole, as you can see, the blood passes from right auricle to right ventricle and from left auricle to left ventricle. So during auricular systole, the blood passes from right auricle to right ventricle and from left auricle to left ventricle. Point. Now, during ventricular systole, the blood passes from right ventricle to the outside of the heart through the pulmonary artery and from the left ventricle to the outside of the heart through the aorta. And here you can use the legends: pulmonary artery, aorta, pulmonary vein, vena cava, right auricle، يعني كل هولي. During general diastole, the blood refills again right auricle through the vena cava and the left auricle through the pulmonary vein. And also the blood passes from right auricle to left ventricle, from right auricle to right ventricle, and a small amount of blood passes from left auricle to left ventricle. I think this one is the most difficult question. Question 2. Indicate the behavior of the valves during the two systoles. I have to focus on the question. Two systoles means auricular systole and ventricular systole. The behavior means the shape of the valve, if it's open or closed. How many valves are there in the heart? We have 4 valves: tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, sigmoid valve of pulmonary artery, and sigmoid valve of aorta. Indicate the behavior of the valves during auricular systole. The tricuspid and bicuspid valves are open, while the sigmoid valve of pulmonary artery and aorta are closed. During ventricular systole, the tricuspid valve and bicuspid valves are closed, while the sigmoid valve of pulmonary artery and aorta are open. Now, document 2 represents the recording of the electrical activity of the heart during a cardiac cycle. Name this recording here. What do we call this recording? Electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. ECK or ECG or EKG. Okay, electrocardiogram. Match each of the 3 parts A, B, and C of the recording of document 2. This is A, B, and C with the corresponding phase of the cardiac cycle of document 1 with each one of these cardiac cycles: auricular systole, ventricular systole, general diastole. So because here we have 0.1 second duration and also we have wave P only, so A corresponds to auricular systole, B corresponds to ventricular systole due to the presence of waves Q, R, S, T, and C corresponds to general diastole due to the absence of electrical activity. But here نحن we need to match No need to justify our answer. Just I have to say A corresponds to auricular systole, B corresponds to ventricular systole, and G corresponds to general diastole. بس no justification. But if we want to justify, we can use the duration, the time. 0.1 للأوريكولار سيستول، 0.4 للventricular سيستول، 0.8 يعني لا هون أنا وقعت بمشكل. 0.1 for auricular systole، 0.3 هي corresponds to ventricular systole, and 0.4 corresponds to general diastole. Be careful and keep in mind إن الأوريكولار systole هي 0.1، الventricular systole هي 0.4 minus 0.1 which is equal to 0.3 اللي هي للventricular systole، والgeneral diastole هي 0.8 minus 0.4 which is equal to 0.4 which represents the general diastole. وفينا نشتغل على الويفز لأنه عندها بيك صغيرة، فإذا هي شو auricular systole يعني اسمها wave P. Because of the presence of waves Q, R, S, T فإذا ventricular systole. Because we have no electrical signal here فإذا شو بيكون general diastole. Calculate by referring document to the duration of each of the. هون بنقص هيدا 0.1 للauricular systole. Ventricular systole هي 0.4 minus 0.1 which is equal 0.3 second. والجان diastole هي 0.8 minus 0.4 which is equal to 0.4 second. يعني بدي نقصهم هي، شفتون كيف؟